Welcome back. We're here on the red carpet at the Libero Theater. I'm your host, Melanie Waters, and we're here tonight for the Santa Barbara International Film Festival's Independent Award, which will be handed out to Ryan Gosling for his innovative choices in independent film. We'll also be interviewing director Craig Gillespie, who is the director from Lars and the Real Girl, which Ryan recently starred in. Enjoy the show tonight, folks. It's going to be a great one. Waters with the festival.
Hi, Melanie.
How are you?
I'm having a great night.
So, Jacob, tell us about this film, Summerhood. It's about to premiere, is
Melanie,
that right?
I am 11 minutes away from the world premiere of my movie. I came by to say hi to Ryan. I'm Canadian. I'll be by tomorrow to say hi to Ellen. I'm so proud of these guys. But I've been waiting 2-3 years to get my movie out, and in 11 minutes, the first audience on the planet is going to see what I did to children for 4 weeks. Took them in the woods and I beat them. I beat them terribly.
So tell us about the premise of the film.
Have you seen The Wonder Years?
Yes.
Okay, it's like The Wonder Years with a bit more of the F word. It's like someone called it Stand By Me. Someone called it Little Miss Unshine. I don't know. I think it's funny, but I mean, I'm the only one who's seen it. John Cusack narrates the movie. Chris McDonald, Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore's in the film. It was. I called up a woman in New York who cast The Sixth Sense, and they said, "I need a kid who can carry. I need a kid who can carry a poster." She found me this. This kid's from Brooklyn. He's crazy. He's a stand-up comic, 10 years old, stand-up comic in New York. What can I say?
So he was the inspiration for the film, or?
Well, it's a true story about what it was like to be 10. It's a 1980s retro film, 31 songs, double disc soundtrack. We got The Cure, the Doobie Brothers, Cyndi Lauper, Two Live Crew. It's a rock and roll opus. I mean, just for the music alone, it's fun. It's like Forrest Gump for kids. Although you may not actually be allowed to bring kids. I don't know how that's going to work, but I don't know. We get some language issues, but for 2 years, no one would touch it. But when Superbad came out and Knocked Up, all of a sudden, people are like, "Who's got a movie with kids talking about their pubes? You know, what's up?" I don't know. It's a coming of age. It's really sweet. It's uplifting. It's hard to. Most festivals show beautiful movies about emotional situations. Kids who get touched touch each other. We don't have that. It's about a bunch of kids making fun of each other. It's a really uplifting, fun film. You know, the guy gets the girl. They're 10, but whatever. You know, it's real. Everyone was 10. Everyone feels good. I like it.
Well, good luck with the premiere tonight. It was nice to meet you.
I'll come by tomorrow. I'll tell you what happens.
And we're back with Roger Durling. So, Roger, tell us about this award tonight. It's the first annual Independent Award. What prompted it?
Well, we wanted to honor, because Santa Barbara Film Festival is all about independent films and about, off the beaten path films. And then there's this big dichotomy with the big celebrities that come, and we wanted to bridge the gap with somebody who's made a big, support of independent cinema, and Ryan Gosling is somebody who's made a big difference. In most of the films he's done has been independent, and Half Nelson and The Believer, and all his early films have been independent, and we just wanted to showcase a maverick and independent filmmaker artist, and he's always made a dent in independent cinema, so it was a natural, I thought.
What's the selection process like for this award or for other awards in the festival?
It's somebody who catches our eye, who we've admired, and that's something I've always told my staff and Carol Marshall. I've always said we got to honor somebody who we feel very, very passionate about. Javier Bardem, Ryan Gosling, Tommy Lee Jones, is people that we've admired for a long time and feel really strong about.
Are you enjoying the festival this year?
Oh, I'm having a blast, and especially after the Javier Bardem night is done with, and I'm having a ball. I'm just enjoying myself.
Thanks so much, Roger. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And we're here.
That's my hat. Is it okay?
Your hat looks great, Craig.
I haven't seen this hat backwards.
Oh, I like it backwards. We're here with Craig Gillespie, director of Lars and the Real Girl. Craig,
is my nose dripping at all?
your nose isn't dripping. Is mine?
No. That's good.
Okay, perfect.
What do you think that is?
I think I hear somebody arriving down the end of the red carpet here, Craig.
You wore a suit.
So tell me, you have already had a very successful career in the commercial world. What was the transition like into working in film?
It's not that I don't even play golf, so I don't know why I would use this analogy, but it's kind of like a golf game. You screw up one hole in golf and the whole game's over. And it's like that with a feature. It's everything's got to work for it to make sense, you know. And there isn't a nothing scene. There isn't something that's too small or inconsequential. Every scene is important.
What made you want to be involved in Lars and the Real Girl?
I got the script years ago, and I got it from the producer John Cameron, who sent it over. And when he sent it, he said, "I got the script about a guy that falls in love with a sex doll," and I almost just said, "Don't bother. I don't. How can you make that work for 90 minutes?" And then my wife read it after about 3 weeks. I hadn't picked it up, and she said, "Have you read this?" I said, "No." And she's like, "It's incredible. You have to read it. This is what you should be doing." And I read it, and it's, you know, Nancy Oliver's up for an Academy Award. It's an amazing script, and she just walks such a fine line, and it was so clear to me what that line was, and she had the characters so beautifully laid out, and they all had their arcs, and you know, at that point I had no doubts. And it was the clearest vision I've had for a script.
What was your favorite part about working with Ryan?
Just the constant surprise of being able to elevate the material, and just taking the chances and looking at things from a different perspective, and really getting to the heart of who Lars was. It's like he was constantly, you know, challenging himself.
Well, congratulations on the film. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Ryan, you've worked on such a variety of film projects, from The Notebook and on into Lars and the Real Girl. What factors into your decision making?
For me, it's a really hard thing to explain. It's more like I think the best way to do is, you know, if a song comes on and you just want to dance to it and you don't know why. And there could be a lot of great songs on that night, but you don't feel like dancing to them, you know. So for me, it's like that. You read a script and suddenly you just feel like dancing, and that to me is a good sign that it's something that I should do.
Speaking of great films, you were Oscar nominated in Half Nelson, a terrific film, but not a huge box office hit. How important is it to you that your films get widespread attention?
Well, I think that, you know, nowadays everything gets so, you know, we just kind of focus on the opening weekend or kind of what it made in the theaters, but there's so many other ways to watch movies now, and there's such a long time for people to see them, you know. So I think that movies, there's no pressure for people to watch it right when you make it, you know. They can find a film when I do that in my life, you know. I discover films at a certain point in my life when I need to see them, and so I think you just kind of put them on the shelf and you allow people to see them in their own time.
And finally, what was it like working with a doll in Lars and the Real Girl? More or less difficult than working with an actress?
It was, you know, it was interesting. She has a real presence, you know, and she became like a bit of a security blanket for me or something. So I felt really comfortable in the scenes with her, and in a way I kind of like felt more free or something, supported.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
I was a superhero.